1 year ago, you welcomed me as your chairman, and together we began to chart an ambitious course to ensure that public housing remains a real force for positive good in the lives of New Yorkers. This morning, I want to express my deep and sincere appreciation for your hard work, creativity, and dedication over the past year, highlight some of our accomplishments, and lay out the next phase of my vision for how we will continue to make the oldest and largest public housing authority in our nation even more stronger. It's a great time to be at NYCHA. With the drive and energy of our team and the ambitious agenda we're advancing, I am confident the authority will continue to grow more financially secure, continue to foster talent and professional development, and continue to serve the families who depend on NYCHA to provide a solid foundation. Over the past year, we've begun a new conversation about the power of collaboration and renewed our commitment to the true spirit of public housing. In changing times, NYCHA is indeed changing. We're becoming more innovative, more resilient, we're improving how we serve residents, and we're diversifying how we approach and fulfill our mission to preserve, strengthen, and secure public housing for many generations to come. In just 4 days, we will host U.S. Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor at a ceremony to rename her childhood home, the Bronxdale Houses, in her honor. It is the first time the authority has named a development after a former resident. And I and the board are proud to make history along with residents, employees, public housing advocates, and local elected officials who came together and worked to make this incredibly special day possible. But we will do more this Friday than honor one of our own. We will also honor the promise of America, that with hard work, belief in your dreams, and the opportunity to succeed, any NYCHA resident can follow in Justice Sotomayor's example. Justice Sotomayor's life is not only a story of hard work and one of seizing opportunity, but it is also a story of the importance of family and community. It is a story of working together to accomplish great things. Similarly, the NYCHA family requires teamwork, a clear vision, shared goals, and mutual support. When I became chairman, I knew that before we could begin to tackle the challenges that NYCHA faced, I first had to hear the stories and the challenges of the men and women at every level who are committed to public housing. That's why I hosted a series of town hall meetings with residents, resident leaders, and with many of you, or each of you, actually. Easily, the highlight of my year, those early conversations allowed me to talk with employees and intimately understand your concerns and get an appreciation for the deep knowledge and dedication to public housing each of you bring to your job every day. Much good came out of those town hall discussions, particularly steps we've taken to begin breaking down the barriers that hamper cooperation, as well as the opportunities to improve communication, not only throughout the authority, but with our sister agencies and external partners as well. NYCHA is focused on empowering employees through professional development. That focus fosters an environment where you can be even more effective in helping NYCHA attract top talent at all levels from across the nation and from right here within New York City. We've accomplished a lot as a team, and many new people are adding to the already dynamic team that's been here at NYCHA for so many years. We're also taking the collaboration conversation outside of NYCHA. We're an instrumental partner in Mayor Michael R. Bloomberg's new housing marketplace plan, and we've already begun working closely with the mayor and his team to fulfill the pledge to create or preserve 165,000 additional units of affordable housing by 2014. We've joined with our partners at the Department of City Planning, who are on the forefront of urban design and community-oriented rezoning, to develop and integrate a strategy to make NYCHA neighborhoods more fully integrated with their surrounding communities. And we're working closely with Housing Preservation and Development and with the Housing Development Corporation to repurpose underutilized NYCHA land to generate value for the authority and for NYCHA families. In fact, NYCHA's rehabilitation project at Metro North in East Harlem will not only create hundreds of jobs and housing units for low-income New Yorkers, but it also made us the first agency in New York to use federal stimulus funds for the development of new housing. We should be very proud in that accomplishment. NYCHA must continue to strengthen existing coalitions as well as identify new partners with whom we can work at all levels to serve NYCHA families better. That's why I created the Office of Public-Private Partnerships, launched in concert with the Mayor's Fund to Advance New York City to forge new alliances that will allow NYCHA to raise capital from private market supporters and help close our budget gap. We recognize that we need additional funding beyond our existing funding levers if we truly are going to secure public housing into the future. The Office of Public-Private Partnership is leading the way as NYCHA leverages the expertise of philanthropic institutions, not-for-profits, and the private sector partners who are committed to preserving public housing and creating opportunity for NYCHA's residents. As you may know, NYCHA is working with the Harlem Children's Zone to create a new charter school at the St. Nicholas houses. It's an effort to revitalize this West Harlem community and provide new educational opportunities for our children, as well as jobs for our residents. This is exactly what President Obama had in mind when he proposed the Choice Neighborhood Initiative, partnering with the best to bring the very best to existing underserved, low, and moderate income communities. Empowering NYCHA residents is central to our mission. That's why I formed the Office of Resident Economic Empowerment and Sustainability last August and asked Vice Chairman Andrews to take resident employment under his office's direct supervision. Among our many successes, NYCHA's partnership with the Robin Hood Foundation is one of the most exciting. With Robin Hood, we will create a privately funded training academy that will not only prepare residents for careers, but will also track their progress so that we can further improve the classroom-to-job pipeline and ensure livable wages. We're also empowering residents in their homes, led by Commissioner Lopez. Our integrated green agenda is engaging NYCHA families where they live, educating them in simple yet effective ways to lead a more carbon-friendly life, and improving how we care for the planet while reining in our ever-rising cost of providing energy. What's more, a new partnership with HUD will train residents for the green-collar jobs of tomorrow, providing desperately needed funding for all of NYCHA's energy-efficient investment needs. Just as important as resident empowerment is the safety of NYCHA families. So we've brought the leadership of the New York Police Department together with NYCHA senior management and resident leaders to develop and promote ways the NYPD can better serve residents while improving the resident-police officer relationship. We're also working to enhance security at our developments through capital investments in closed-circuit televisions, ensuring intercom and remote access systems work properly, and evaluating the creation of NYCHA security officers to better control access to our lobbies and to improve safety for our residents. We're engaging with one another, with residents, and with our community partners. We've changed how we talk about our work, and that these new conversations are revolutionizing how we fulfill our promise to preserve public housing. Nowhere were our commitment more evident and clear in its power than in the partnership we formed to successfully federalize the 21 city and state-built developments. With a short window of opportunity and the necessary coordination of many departments within NYCHA and organizations from across the city, we not only obligated the full $423 million in stimulus funding that we received, but we also attracted an additional $300 million of funding and met HUD's requirements to bring these 21 newly federalized developments ongoing, operating, and capital support that they so desperately need for both modernization work and to complete the day-to-day requirements of maintaining them. All of these initiatives have put NYCHA in a better, more secure financial position. Just last month, we unveiled our 5-year operating budget, and I was pleased to report to the City Council that NYCHA's budget closing plan, in cooperation with an aggressive revenue-building agenda, helped the authority start the year with a nearly balanced budget. Please. We also told a story, though, of reining in a ballooning structural deficit, a deficit that is roughly $150 million a year. We've been able to pare it down to a more manageable 50 to 60 billion going forward, and we will continue to attack it in partnership with your cooperation. Over the past year, we've been taking our message to other organizations in the affordable and public housing arenas. We are making the case that NYCHA's story is indeed their story. We're working with the Council of Large Public Housing Authorities, with the National Council of State Housing Agencies, and with the New York State Association for Affordable Housing. I was also just in Washington, D.C. last week to testify in support of the next phase of the Obama administration's renewed commitment to public housing, HUD's visionary Transforming Rental Assistance proposal. We have accomplished much, but this is just the beginning. Over the next 5 years, our capital plan of $2.6 billion is being focused on important modernization projects. While we still have much to do, we recognize that the $2.6 billion is only part of the solution. NYCHA needs approximately $6 billion over the next 5 years to make critical investments in preserving public housing. The $300 million we receive annually in federal funding to support this work is necessary, but nowhere near enough. Clearly, we need a new agenda to change the way NYCHA raises capital to make these critical investments. This Friday, the occasion to honor Justice Sotomayor will provide not only the most compelling opportunity to recommit ourselves to ensuring that public housing remains the strong foundation for future generations that it was in Justice Sotomayor's life, but also bring attention to the unmet needs of our aging housing portfolio. It is a chance to take our message to a broader audience while also bolstering our position with current NYCHA partners. Friday's ceremony will be a great first sentence in the next chapter of our noble undertaking to not just build houses, but to build and create homes, not just developments, but real communities. And we will write that chapter the way we have in the past, together, in that spirit of partnership, recognizing I'm only as good as all of you. I will be coming to you this summer as we work to develop a new plan to preserve public housing. We will present no less than an integrated, multi-year vision for how we achieve long-term financial stability for the authority. We will continue to harness the power and expertise of our NYCHA team, continue to foster partnerships, and most importantly, continue to improve the lives of our residents. Again, I want to say it from the bottom of my heart, I am tremendously grateful for all of your efforts over this past year. I know you will remain engaged as we move forward to secure the promise that public and affordable housing represents for so many families in New York City. To succeed, it will require all of us to perform at our very best. I look forward to continuing to work together to ensure that we do just that. Thank you.